Arts program. I'm Shauna Burks, elementary principal, and I am pleased to have you join us today to honor our 5th grade class, the graduating class of 2031. Today we will celebrate our achievements this school year and acknowledge the growth within our learners. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us." It is what lies within us that truly embodies our superstars. We ask our students each day to shine with respect, responsibility, and safety. The qualities that lie within us are carried far beyond the walls of Northridge and onto your next path in life. For this reason, it is with great pleasure that I share with you our first honor of the day, the Northridge PTO August Ritter Memorial Scholarship. The Northridge PTO August Ritter Memorial Scholarship was named in honor of Mr. August Ritter, a former Northridge principal who served as an elementary teacher and principal within Bismarck Public Schools from 1966 until his retirement in 1990. Mr. Ritter displayed excellence throughout his career. A few of his accomplishments include the Gold Award for Outstanding Contributions to Education and being honored as National Distinguished Principal from North Dakota. This PTO scholarship acknowledges the excellence of one graduating senior who attended Northridge School for a minimum of 1 school year. The recipient is selected based on academic achievements, leadership roles, involvement in school and community activities, and letters of recommendation. This year's recipient is known for her excellence in academics, ranking first in the Century High School graduating class of 2024. Her athletic performance on the Century High School swim team since 7th grade, her school leadership through inclusive practices like United Sound and peer-to-peer group, as well as her active community engagement by helping others learn about water safety, teaching individuals to swim, and volunteering for the past 4 years at Heaven's Help Pursuit Cafe. She highlights her years at Northridge as a place where her dreams for the future emerged when she sparked her friendship with a classmate. Northridge is where she fostered lasting friendships and embraced inclusive practices while learning the value that it doesn't cost anything to be kind. With a passion for helping others and a desire to one day open her own inclusive facility, she will pursue a degree in exercise and sports science. I am pleased to announce Rachel Lubali as this year's PTO scholarship winner. At this time, Rachel has a few words to share with us. Welcome, Rachel.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all feeling today? Good. Okay, so like your principal said, my name is Rachel. I started going to school here at Northridge 10 years ago. I was at Northridge for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, so I sat where you are a few years back. I had some of your same teachers, like Mrs. Sagsby and Mrs. Barrett. But yeah, so I'll move on to some things I learned here at Northridge, and hopefully some things you learned too, okay? So raise your hand if, while at Northridge, you've learned about math and reading and English. Yep, right? We all learn those things, right? Okay. Okay, raise your hand if you've learned things like being responsible and being respectful and being kind to our friends. Good, okay. So those two things are pretty equally important, right? We gotta be kind, but we also have to be good in school. Yes. So, those two things go hand in hand, and things like being kind and respectful, those are life skills and social skills. And then obviously you've got your school skills, right? You've got to know your times tables and stuff like that. So those two things go hand in hand, and I just want you guys to remember that, because let's say far off into the future you have a job, just because you can do math equations really quickly, it doesn't always equate to the fact that you get your work done on time, right? So you need to have a lot of skills so those two things can work together, okay? You gotta have a nice balance of things. Because if we can't treat people equally, then we can't expect to go too far, right? Because who likes to be treated rudely? Nobody, right? Who likes to be treated with kindness? I do. Okay, so So for me, my future, I want to be a pediatric occupational therapist. And what those guys do is they help kids mostly, because that's what pediatric means. They help kids learn daily tasks, whether it's brushing your hair, tying your shoes, cooking a meal, stuff like that. Stuff that seems really simple, right? And I need to have all those skills, right? Because I need to use my reading skills and my English skills if I'm ever doing paperwork. I need to have my social skills and life skills so I can be kind and trustworthy to patients and their parents, right? And I need to, excuse me, be responsible and have good time management if I want to get my work done, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about why I chose to do occupational therapy, and it all starts at Northridge. And I'm not sure if any of you guys will know him, but some of the teachers definitely would. His name is Carter, and he is not one of the first, but one of the most memorable friends I made at Northridge. And that's because Carter was slightly different from me. Carter has Down syndrome. I'm not sure if any of you know what that is, but it's just a kind of disability. But that didn't change the fact that Carter and I were able to be friends. Because even if somebody looks different, does that mean you can't be friends with them? No, right? Like, I'm looking at all of you, and all of you look different in some way or another, right? And all of you are friends with somebody in this room, right? Yeah, okay. So, a lot of that comes from something called perspective, okay? And some of you might know what that means. If you don't, perspective is the way you look at things, or the way you understand things, okay? So from our perspective, somebody who has any kind of disability might seem a little bit different from us, right? But we have to think about their perspective too, because we think we're normal, but we look different from them, right? Okay, so if we all understand that everybody's different, then it's really easy to accept and be kind to people, right? Yes, okay. Because like I said, we're all different. It's our differences that make us unique, and accepting differences, and more importantly, appreciating them is what makes us all better, right? Because if we can appreciate those differences, a lot of the time it can make us better people, right? Because if you're kind to everybody, no matter what they look like, how they act, their color of hair, whatever, that makes you a better person, right? It doesn't make you a better person to be rude to somebody. It makes you a better person to uplift them. You don't have to be their best friend. You just have to be kind, right? How many of you know about the golden rule? Treat others how you want to be treated, right? Nobody wants to be disrespected because their hair is blonde, right? No. So we have to treat others the way we want to be treated, okay? So even if somebody's really riling you up one day, they're really making you angry, it doesn't give you the right to disrespect them too. You still have to treat them with kindness. Just, you can remove yourself from the situation, right? Just remember to always be kind, because number one, differences don't give us an excuse to be unkind, and we never really know what someone's going through. They might just be having a rough day, right? So you always want to treat some people with kindness, because that's a very important part of life. Last thing I want to talk about is being well-rounded. So for me, that looks like being involved in orchestra. Who's an orchestra? Raise your hand. Big shout out to you guys. Being involved in sports. I'm a swimmer. Who's involved in sports? Awesome. And valuing your schoolwork, right? Who thinks their homework is important? Good. You might not like it, but it is important, okay? It doesn't feel like it, but trust me, it is. Okay, so it doesn't just involve those three things. Being well-rounded can look like a lot of things, but it's actually scientifically proven. I won't get into that, but it is better. It helps our brains grow, and it helps us become like actually smarter if we're involved in multiple things, because the more you challenge your brain, the better it is able to adapt to different situations, And so if you come across a challenge, whether it's in sports or school, it's easier for you to adapt to it and understand it, okay? So, you don't have to be in orchestra, you don't have to be in band, whatever. You can do whatever activities you want. Just remember to balance yourself, okay? Because who likes listening to music? I sure do. I listen to music, I would say, a lot. Out of the entire day, I listen to music a lot, okay? Who likes to go to the park? Who has a dog and likes to play with their dog? Exactly, right? So physical activity isn't just sports, it's just moving your body, right? Okay, those two things can help you be better in school. So if you think about it, as long as you balance yourself, school doesn't have to be that hard, right? Yeah. Who absolutely loves doing their homework? We love doing our homework? That's good. It's good that you like it. And it's also okay if you don't like doing your homework, okay? But we have to understand that we have responsibilities as students to do our work and be respectful to our teachers. And if we can do that, then our teachers can do their job, which is teaching us, right? Yes. And teachers aren't just teaching you how to add and how to read or whatever. They're teaching you a lot of things. They're teaching you a lot of the things I talked about in the way they act and they treat their students. Like I said, I went here and it wasn't that long ago, but almost all these faces in this room, as far as teachers go, I recognize, and I remember them treating me with kindness and respect, okay? It's a lot easier to learn and just be kind yourself when you have such amazing people showing you how, okay? So just remember, even though you don't love homework or you don't love whatever aspect of school, remember that your teachers are doing their best, and so you should give them your best, right? Okay, and your best can look different every day, just as long as you're doing the most you can. You can't turn in an assignment late and say, I did my best, okay? You gotta take some accountability for yourself and be intentional in the work you do, okay? Some of you might remember this when you get to my point, graduating. Some of you might not. Some of you might remember, oh, that one person that came and talked to us in 5th grade, okay? I just want you to remember some of the things I talked about, okay? The golden rule, being kind, being well-balanced, and being inclusive, okay? We all got that? Do we remember? Okay, I'll say it one more time. The golden rule, being kind, being well-balanced, and being inclusive. Good. Yes, perfect. Well, I'm very proud of you all. It's a big thing to graduate elementary school. I hope you guys have so much fun in middle school. Some of my old teachers are there too, so if you ever want to, you can ask them if they remember Rachel. If you don't, that's okay. But just know that almost everybody you meet in your life will be different, and that's okay, because they can all teach you something, right? Yes. Okay. Well, have fun.
Thank you, Rachel. We wish you the best of luck in whatever the future holds for you. Congratulations. And just think, only a few years from now, one of you could be standing up here in the same spot that Rachel was, talking to future Northridge students that will be graduating one day too. So, at this time, I'm going to invite Mr. Jonas, our school counselor, to come up and speak about beautiful work.
My name is Mr. Jonas. I apologize for my voice. We had field day yesterday. And explaining balloon toss to 23 classes takes its work out on your throat. So, I am responsible for putting together meaningful work. It is a opportunity for 4th and 5th graders to get jobs within our school. We have lessons on how we have to be responsible, respectful, and safe at every job. And we have specific jobs at this school that are run by, like, the librarian, Mrs. Meredith, and the students have to apply, and they have to do interviews with these adults. Not everyone gets a job, so it's a well-deserved job once you get it, and if you don't get fired. So I have all the awards for these positions. So what I'll have you do is when I call your name, we'll come up front here and we'll hold these up together. And we'll give one round of applause at the end once we are all up here. So first is a kindergarten helper, Evelyn Spangler. Kylene Calabaza Lovato. Katie Harkins. Emma Olivichuk. Laura Matthews. Ava Rude. Peyton Zacharias. Next is equipment managers. These are people who went out after school and took care of the playground. They clean up everything that's out there, all the balls, bring it back in, make sure that every class has the sports equipment that they want to play with. Isaac Monroe, Sam Percy, Monique Marlborough. Next is the tech team that works with the LMS. Emma Olivichuk, Wilhelm Eisenbrown, Kendra Arbach, Charlotte Wall, Elijah Manalis, Aaron Sherrado. Next we have library helpers. They help, obviously, in the library, putting the books back and organizing everything in the library. Hudson Jeffrey, Aubrey Smith, Charlotte Wall, Garrett Weidrich. Garrett Weidrich did office assistant, correct? Yes. So he helped out in the office. So a big round of applause for all of our group. You can go sit down.
Our next award is a unique award, and we have one individual receiving this award. It's for a student that received the award for the Author A Lake 2024 Fiddle Festival, and this award goes to Evelyn Spangler. And that is in regards to her participation and signing up for her experience in orchestra. Next up, we have our track meet awards from Mrs. Barrett. So, quick change. She's going to announce our PE helpers and then the track meet awards.
All right, so I have a pile of PE helper awards, and this job comes with the bike program. And our school received a grant 2 years ago to teach the kindergartners how to ride a strider bike. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this was probably the biggest job that we have in Northridge. Think about this. We've got 20 5-year-olds trying to get a helmet on, get a seat straightened out, and get on this thing. So I asked my 5th graders for a lot of extra help, and I said, So through this experience, what skills did you learn? And some of the remarks were, not all kids learn at all. Sometimes you have to talk real slow. Some kids might not like you, but you have a job to do. And they taught me respect and responsibility, but you're right, Mrs. Barrett, they don't listen. So, these students have been truly amazing. I couldn't do this program without them. I want to say thank you, I appreciate you, and I'd like you to come up and be recognized. So, for Mr. Coaches' class, I have Cage Akavenko. I have Kendra Arba. And let's just hold our applause because I have a lot. We had to squeeze these in between lunch breaks. Some of these children gave up their recess time, math time, they had to do homework, so imagine that. Lila Brazil, Abs Fernandez, Crystal Glass, Elena Huber, Madeline Kitsis, Elliot Middlestead, William Monzon Cantu. Ooh, I'm not very good at last names either. I only know their last name when they're in trouble. Right? Joshua Nagoma Mokin. If I said that right, because I practiced a lot. Adrian Romero. Evelyn Spangler. Emerson Wutsky. Kenzie Wisham. Mrs. Deedee's class, Isaiah Caballero. Chance Mertz. Fiona Morton. Ava Rude. And Ms. Borchers. Abby Eisenbray. Jethro Kopnick Link. Kylene Calabaza Lovato. Nora Matthews, Jackson Winter, Menominel Oshkosh, Aubrey Smith, and Max Scotland. And would you please give them a well-deserved round of applause? To have the privilege to spend many years with your children or yourselves at Northridge as your PE teacher. I would like to take a small trip down memory lane for you very quickly. So let's go back to kindergarten. This is where you left your families, and this school was a big world. 5th graders looked like complete giants, and playing sharks under the parachute was the best thing that ever happened to you. 1st grade is where you were learning to write, to manage all these new friends, follow all these rules in gyms, and at the same time, all your teeth were falling out. 2nd grade was great. Every time you walked to the gym, several of you screamed in the hall and cheered because it was your favorite game, but you actually had no idea what it was. We never played it before. 3rd grade was the year of friendship chaos, and when one of your friends got sick, oh my, so did you within seconds, and you just had to sit out by the wall with each other just to make sure they weren't by themselves. Do you remember that? Okay. 4th grade, soccer and football became the master of disaster at recess. Okay, and yet, here we are killing it in basketball in 5th grade. Alright, so 5th grade, a year of many lessons. I read a poster that once said, everything I learned in life, I learned in PE. So for example, play by the rules. Be polite, take turns, tolerate the difference of others, give everybody a chance, be humble, show sportsmanship, and never give up. So thank you, 5th graders, for many great years of memories. I'm about to hand out the awards for the track meet, but please remember this thing. The first one done is not the only winner. It's whether you gave your best effort. And honestly, at this track meet, it was an amazing day. I saw people that were running the 400 waving to their friends in the crowd. Okay? I saw you cheering for each other. I saw the excitement. It was actually the best day of listening I ever had when I was giving you the rules. So maybe I'll start out with that next year in 5th grade on day 1. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I am going to call you up here. Please hold your round of applause. And for those of you that weren't able to attend the track meet, the top 20 students in every event, boys and girls, receive an award, a ribbon, and the top 10 relays. And so I'm going to call you up here. If you placed, great job. If you didn't place, I know you gave your best effort, and there is a place on the track team for all of you next year. And the best part is, you even get out of school a couple days, so you should all sign up, right? Okay, I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. With these awards, I'm going to start at 20th place, and we're going to work our way to the beginning, okay? So come on up here, Charlotte Wald, 20th place in the girls' 100-meter dash. 18th place, we have Isaac Monroe in the 100-meter dash. 17th place goes to Bennett Rawls in the high jump. You guys can stay up here. You guys can all stay up here. Another 17th place goes to Faith Wiley in the shot put. And she had Russian skills. 16th place, Adrian Romero in the 100-meter dash. 15th place, the 400-meter run, Menominee Oshkosh. 14th place, the 400-meter run in boys, Isaiah Caballero. 10th place in the high jump, Nora Matthews. 9th place, we had a relay team, and so I'm going to ask the 4 of you, the slugs, they call themselves, Max, Jax, Bennett, and Rylan, come on up. And this was the 800-meter relay. All right, girls, 800-meter run, Kenzie Wisham, 9th place. Okay, and then we're getting into some high jumps, and there was a huge tie. So, 9th place, we've got Will, we've got Jack, and we've got Chance. Come on up. 8th place in the high jump, we've got Isaac Monroe. And in the 100-meter dash, we've got Jack Willis, sorry. Knew that, but it was written wrong. Okay, 7th place, we've got a relay team up here. They call themselves not the same team, but the CINK. Charlotte, Ivy, Nora, and Kenzie. This is for the girls' 400-meter relay. All right, and then we've got another relay team. This is a boys' 800-meter relay team called the Champs. And we are going with Aaron, Ethan, Will, and Peyton. Sixth place, we've got 800-meter run, Elena Huber. Fourth place, we have the high jump, Grayson Zinke. relay team placed 400 meter relay. We're calling this the Northridge team of Alakai, Bryson, Will, and Marley. All right, and now we're down to the top three. So, in third place on high jump, we have Madeline Kitsis. She jumped so high she almost flew off the mat at school. All right, we had a relay team place third, and they call themselves the top 20 400 meter relay boys, Sam, Chance, Adrian, Emerson. All right, now we're going to second place. We've got a long jumper in here who jumps almost as long as she does high, Madeline Kitsis. We also have Emerson Wutzke placing second in the 100 meter dash. And then we have a couple first place, which is amazing. We had a relay team, an 800 meter relay team, who called themselves Superfly, and I think you did. We have Marley, Cage, Bryson, and Jack. All right, and then we had a couple individual champions. In the boys discus, Marley, Running Bear, first place champion. And our last award goes to Emerson Wutzke, who not only took first place in the 400 meter run, he had to go on and break a meet record. Very proud of whether you received a ribbon or not. I know you gave your best effort, and that's what's the most important. So thank you for all the great memories and all the great years, you guys. In closing, the most important lesson we have learned from our track meet: life isn't a track meet, it's a marathon. And even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. So best of luck to all of you in middle school.
I think it's pretty impressive that we have such an outstanding group of students that they perform so well at our track meet. And not only did you perform well with your excellent athletic abilities, but the way that you conducted yourself too at the meet was exceptional. So I'm very proud of you, fifth graders. Our next award is called the President's Award of Educational Excellence. And so this award is founded nationally in 1983. The President's Education Awards Program honors graduating elementary, middle, and high school students for their achievement and hard work. The program has provided individual recognition for the President and the U.S. Secretary of Education for those students whose outstanding efforts have enabled them to meet challenging standards of excellence. Each year, thousands of elementary, middle, and high schools participate by recognizing deserving students. This year, we have 11 superstars who will be acknowledged for this prestigious award recognizing academic excellence in the classroom. To be selected this year, students need to meet the following requirements: a standards-based score of 2.8 or higher in the areas of math or reading during grades 4 and 5, as well as standardized assessment criteria including at least one math score during both 4th and 5th grade academic years at or above the 85th percentile. When I call your name, please come to the front to receive your award and remain standing at the front. Our first recipient today is Ivy Eisenbreit. Next is Blaze Alice. Next is Neil Chen. Joshua Nagoma. Our last recipient of this prestigious award is Saiba Saroy. So students, before you are seated, I would like to share a special letter with you from the White House to you, our recipients. It says, Jill and I are happy to join your family, friends, and teachers in congratulating you for earning the 2024 President's Education Award. This year you showed your curiosity, persistence, and determination to succeed. I hope you are proud of all you've achieved. I often say that we are at an inflection point in history, a moment where we will answer the questions that define our nation's future. Who are we? What do we stand for? What do we believe? Who will we be? And I have never been more optimistic about our future because your generation, the most talented, tolerant, and generous generations in American history, will help us answer those questions. I look forward to seeing the great things you will accomplish in the years ahead. Whatever path you choose, I hope you will keep working hard, keep believing in yourself, and keep remembering that there is nothing you cannot do. Please accept my best wishes for a future filled with happiness and success. President Biden. Congratulations on a job. Next up, I would like to invite our 5th grade teachers, maybe Mr. Coaches, in regards to our sportsmanship awards.
Good afternoon. So we've given out many awards today. The last award we give out before our certificates is a special one. It's the Northridge Sportsmanship Award, which is given for having great character. It really should be called the Leadership Award, but it's more about leadership than it is about sportsmanship. This award was established in 1969 as a tribute to Northridge students for their excellent display of sportsmanship and leadership qualities. It's an award that's not voted on by teachers, but by the students themselves. During the mid-1980s, the Jerry Doctor family contributed money to the Northridge Elementary School as a memorial in the memory of Mrs. Doctor's father, Elmer Buddy Schweiger. The Doctor's children attended school at Northridge. During this time, Gene Severson, who's actually my step-uncle, a longtime educator at Northridge, took the memorial money and purchased this plaque, which he associates with the sportsmanship. It's actually the second plaque. The first one was closed. The award is given annually in honor of those students who best exemplify and display the true qualities of leadership, sportsmanship, and their use of their life skills, such as integrity, doing the right thing, and especially doing the right thing when nobody is watching. The criteria needed for this award is to be responsible for completing assignments, respectful and friendly toward all school personnel, full cooperation with students and staff, a true student model for leadership, a display of honesty towards self and others, and sportsmanship on and off the playground. So just a quick story, when we were doing this, and it's changed, it used to be by secret ballot, that we take, and now it's done in Google Classroom. But as we were doing this, and I was doing it with each of the 3 classes, somebody said, but Mr. Coaches, what if everybody voted on somebody that was popular and not somebody that really deserved the award? And I said, that's true. They said, would you veto it? You're talking about vetoes in social studies. I said, no. I said, I wouldn't. This is your award. I said, so make sure you make good choices. So each year, we worry a little bit, but each year, we're very happy that we pick good people for the award, and this year as well. So when I say your name, will you please stand? We had the top 5 boys that got votes, and we actually had a tie with girls, so it'll be the top 6 boys. So when I say your name, please stand. Saiba Soroya, Emma Alpachek, Ms. Dean's class. Crystal Glass and Mr. Coach's class. Kendra Arbach. Blaze Alois, Paige Akabenko, Will Montalvo, and William Netzer. These students have all been recognized by their classmates as being students that lead by example. They're true Northridge superstars. So let's give them one last round. And the winners of this award get a trophy, so when your name is called, please come up. So the winners for girls is Saiba Soroya. And for gentlemen, it's Emerson Woodson.
Hi everyone. Now we will be giving out the 5th grade completion of the year awards. They get a little certificate. I would like to say I'm proud of many of you, all of the 5th graders. Though we had many talks about distinct views, without our mouths, perseverance. There's been just a lot of hard work by a lot of them, and I'm pretty proud of that. So, yeah. All right, so we're gonna start with my class. When you come up here, you are going to get a certificate, and then you can shake Ms. Mertz and Ms. Edison's hand. So Ivy Eisenbrei. Kylie Calabaza Lovato. Hope Carlson. Wilhelm Eisenbrei. Harris Gilmore. Genesis Hines. Jackson Hemmett. Jethro Knopfenstein. Nora Matthews. Mason Milner. Jackson Minter. Isaac Monroe. Eli Nett. William Netzer. Madonna Lashkosh. Alaric Rapp. Kelly Andrew. Rylan Root. Landon Schlanger.
David Sokolowski. Charlotte Wall. Garrett Diedrich. Faith Wiley. Peyton Zacharias. And Grayson Zinke. Let's give them all one big round.
And now for Mr. Coach's class, Gage Akabenko. Andrew Marla. Lila Braza. Chloe Chumley. Anthony Fernandez. Red Medicine Finley. Crystal Glass, Leon Heisler, Juliet Herman, Lena Huber, Madeline Kitsis, Lillian Middlestead, William Monzo Cantu, Riza Morris, Enoch Neptune, Joshua Nagoma, Charlize Miles, Adrian Romero, Better Root, Blake Schaefer, Everett Shirato, Evelyn Spangler, Cameron Stein, Lindsay Bishop, Wyatt Whitlayer, and Emerson Wilson. Our class, Mr. Coaches.
As we're doing so, fifth graders, I want to once again just tell you thank you for a wonderful school year. It's very exciting as you transition on to middle school, whether it's Horizon, Sydney, or Walker. We wish you all the best. And at this time, we wish our class of 2031 congratulations, and this concludes our fifth grade awards assembly.